Yo, what's good? It's J Troop with Trooper Lifestyle Records, and I would like to bring to you a very special guest. We got DJ Whatshername. She's also the new lead tech and head of operations for Trooper Lifestyle, yo. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Let's go and get started.
All right. Well, hey, I'm Kelly. I'm DJ Whatshername. I'm a DJ in San Marcos as well as branching out into Austin. And I also do lighting and effects as well as some audio for Trooper Lifestyle for all the shows.
For sure. So back in April is when we started. Some of you guys came out to that bonfire event. It was April 29th. It was a really good event, and we had got some equipment. We rented it, and Kelly was the girl who put all that
light
together.
Girl. I was your light girl.
Yeah, it was really nice, you know. And then ever since then, we really enjoyed working together. So we kept it going. She also worked the June 30th event. It was a bigger event where we had like about 200 people there.
That was so much fun.
It was real nice.
I will say that bonfire was my first ever show to do. So the fact that this summer blowout show was even bigger, it was so much more opportunity to do things. It was so much fun.
Definitely
blew the house down, I think. I mean, it blew me away. I liked it.
Yeah. So tell them a little bit about like what made you spark an interest in doing lights, and also let them know a little bit of the side things you do. Like you said, you DJ as well. Tell them about the shows you like to do.
Lighting, I think I've always been into lights. When I was little, I would always have lava lamps and Christmas lights lit up all around my room. So I think secretly I just really liked cool lights. So the fact that these are stage lights, they're bigger. I got this board and I was like, hey, this is fun. Let's keep it going. So it's a fact that I could program them, do cool shows, show people what I got. It's literally an extra to the show. So it's subconsciously, it's not just the music. It also affects the lights, affect how you perceive the music, I think. So gives off a mood or a certain vibe. So I just really like doing the lights and effects because they're kind of dope. They're fun. On the side, I also do DJing in San Marcos. So I do a couple shows every week in San Marcos, as well as some private parties and here and there around the Austin area. I'm DJ Whatshername, but I think I'm one of the very few females DJing on the square, which I think gives me a little bit of advantage, but also a disadvantage. But I'm kind of the new kid on the block, so I'm seeing what I can do.
And it's been a great market out in San Marcos too. For the events that we have, anytime we go out to San Marcos, it's definitely a different crowd. And sales have always been pretty good out there. And hitting up your events and seeing what you do on stage and everything, like the cool hair flip. What do they say about? Yeah, tell them about the cool hair flip.
All right. Well, I kind of think the cool hair flip is kind of my thing. I don't know why. It's it gets hot on one side, so you gotta flip it. But that's definitely, I think that my thing is I just got this big hair, and so I flip it, and I think people like it. It kind of adds a lot of effect. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what kind of influence? Because you said that. You said you're one of the only women DJs or female DJs that hit the square, San Marcos on a daily basis right now. What kind of impact does that have in the area that you operate in?
It's impact-wise. I think it kind of gives some girl power out there. I'll get some girls to be like, "You go, girl! Good job. We need some girls up there." I'm like, "Heck yeah, we do!" And it's I do Girls Night Out every other Thursday at Stonewall Warehouse. And it's what better DJ than a girl to do Girls Night Out? It gives us a chance to kind of let loose a little bit, strut our stuff, have a girls' night. It's super fun. But I don't know. I think being a girl, it kind of gives it that power to where it's music kind of is a man's industry, but it can also be a woman's industry too.
Oh man, women take over.
Yeah, I feel to be honest, in the DJ world, the girls who are really good, it's they got this spunk that other guys don't have, and it's that's what makes them that much better. Because I feel I have to work a little bit harder just to get a gig or to portray myself as a DJ just for being a woman. Because a lot of people that I've met or have tried to work with, they kind of doubt me a little bit, and they don't want to work with me. I've turned down gigs because they're kind of being, a jerk or something just because I'm a woman, and then they'll take up the next DJ and those are two guys kind of thing. Which kind of is a slap in the face, but it's like, fine, you just lost an awesome DJ.
I gotta say, because, you know, if you follow the channel, you know that we like to encourage entrepreneurship, and most people around local status, if you're an artist or a DJ, most don't really get paid. So we found ways to actually negotiate, make deals happen. And so you mentioned that sometimes they would turn you down because you're a woman.
Sometimes I would turn them down because they won't sign my contract.
Oh, yeah. So
it kind of goes both ways.
It almost sounds like there's like a double standard happening. You know?
Little bit. I mean, most of the people that I would go to work for is a man who owns a bar or a club. So sometimes, not all the time, and I will say a lot of them are very nice, which I love. But there's that very few it's where they just really don't like working with women, which is kind of like, why?
Exactly.
Like, what's so wrong? I mean, I show up on time, you know, that's like, I present myself in such a manner, it's like, I'm not doing anything different than the next guy, I mean. Yeah.
So you're really young.
I am.
And 19.
Yes.
Killing the game as a DJ. So that kind of works against you, because a lot of people don't like working with younger people, and they don't like to take them as serious, and sometimes they feel like they can take advantage of them.
Yes,
so
definitely.
With that working against you, and as well as being female when it comes to negotiating contracts, how do you find that motivation to really rise above all of the obstacles and adversity that you handle?
Well, I don't like people telling me no, so that definitely gets me motivated. It's like, oh, well, you're just a DJ. It's like, oh, well, I'm not just a DJ or something like that. I'll show you what's up. It kind of motivates me to push forward a little. I've never been one to be like told no. I don't like it, so it's like, fine, I'll show you. So I really just like, it's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it well, or I'm gonna do it all out. I don't want to just kind of half-ass it. Excuse my French, but
We're good.
I don't want to, it's like, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna make it a show. I'm not just gonna go up there and DJ. I want something that anyone can enjoy as well as me. I'll take myself as well as the people that are listening to me into consideration. I definitely will observe the crowd. And it's like I'll play a song and kind of see who like vibes to it. So every now and again, this side will vibe to it, but then this side will vibe to the next song. But that's just at a standard bar in San Marcos. So those are just college kids wanting a night out on a Thursday. You know, not many people go out on a Thursday or even a Wednesday, let alone. But right now, I'm just kind of trying to find that nice happy medium of something I like, but something the other people like as well. It's kind of just trying to smash that in together. And I think it works well for me. I mean, I think it's something different that not other DJs do, because mostly you'll get at the bars, you'll mostly get a lot of rap and hip hop, which is fine. People love that, especially on a Friday, Saturday night. But like on a Wednesday or Thursday, not everyone's there to listen just to only hip hop and rap. So, like, I'll mix in some Journey or something, like, just something people love, or, like, the Bee Gees, like, everyone knows a song. So I think I've got that mix of old yet modern music. So it's something for everyone, I think. But my EDM shows are definitely a lot different.
So, in the world of EDM, that seems like your specialty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Most EDM.
I go all out on those.
Who influences you the most? That you would say?
Personally, or just overall in the music industry?
How about both?
All right. Well, personally, I have some local DJs in San Marcos that I definitely get some influence from, more like advice, because I am new to the game. I will say I'm not perfect, but it's like some things they say or do, just it's like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, or maybe I shouldn't act like this. Which it's like finally a light bulb, and I'm glad I did that now and not later. It's like, I thought a lot of artists, what they get is that overconfidence, or they feel the need to be super cocky when they first start out saying, like they're the shit. And it's like, I get that vibe. You have to act like that at times, but I wouldn't say all the time. So like sometimes people will say, yeah, I'm a DJ too, kind of thing, which is great. But then, they keep going on and on about themselves. And hey, I will say I used to do that too. But, I got some great advice from a local DJ in San Marcos. And he was like, let them talk about them, but you don't have to talk about yourself. And I was like, that's true. So it's like, if they ask about you, then you should talk about yourself, because it kind of seems like you're bragging or you're boasting. It's like, well, I'm a nobody technically, so it's like, I don't, unless they ask, I don't need to go out and totally talk about myself too much.
It's funny you touch on that, because I was talking to my brother earlier, and I was like talking about this conversation I had with one of my friends, and I find it funny when sometimes they feel the need to feel a strong way about their stance of an argument, or when it comes to talking, if it has to do with them talking. And a lot of times they want to shut you down from talking whenever it's your turn. So
it's like you came to them or something.
Yeah, I just say if they're talking, they're not learning. Because if you're speaking, you know,
listen.
Exactly. The more you speak, the less you're listening.
All right, what were we talking about?
I think we were talking
Artists.
about people who spend more time talking or spending less time learning. And that's really one thing that I really like to focus on a lot is education, as far as reading books, watching YouTube videos. That I spend a lot of my day whenever I'm driving. I rarely listen to music, even though it's what I make. And then if I do, sometimes it's gonna either be like 4-3-2 classical.
I can get that way too.
Yoga, you know. I just.
I'll listen to like interviews of different artists, and, you know, about their album or something. I'll listen to those, or I'll listen to like trance is a type of electronic dance music, and a lot of different trance radios. They have a radio, and they'll talk about the next track that comes on or something, and it's like just a little podcast, but it's like you listen to music, but then they might talk about it. And so I like listening to those because it gives me an insight. It's like, well, that's what sparks that.
So I follow people like Ty Lopez, Patrick Bet-David, Grant Cardone.
I'd say business side for me. I mean, my father's been in the business industry literally all over the place, like health to music to contract. Like his dad's a lawyer. My dad, he's been doing that for 40 years. So I will say he definitely would help me when I would say, hey, I have this contract. It says this. What does that mean? Or, hey, do you mind helping me write up this contract for this, bar that I'm thinking of working with? And I definitely will say, I didn't realize the business savviness that I had until I started doing this back in April when I really started getting into it. And I think it's common sense, it's people skills, but it's like, I think it's based off of what you've done in the past. I mean, for me, I kind of lacked in that, but I've seen and heard what my parents have gone through, because they're both into business, and healthcare, so it's like that's definitely the business side and lawyer side, because that's a hell of a lot of money. So I have definitely had to go through that. But speaking to him about what like bars and clubs and events that he'll do, it's like always keep your ass safe as well as get them safe too. So that's what a contract does, is bind you and bind them so that you both are safe. It protects you. I
strongly recommend contracts. Especially if you're working with someone who you don't know, who's brand new. Because I've been burned recently by people who wouldn't follow through with their end of the obligation. And then what do they start doing? They start ignoring you. They don't want to respond. Or
you do your set, you do all this light production, you do all this, and then they won't pay you at the night and be like, oh, I'm sorry. And you're like, come on, man. I did all this for you.
Exactly.
But the reason is I would set up a contract is because I do a lot more than just DJing wise. Now I would say people could argue this a little bit differently. It's just this is just how I would feel comfortable doing an event if I'm doing more than just DJing. Because I would DJ, I might put in some production features, I might hire another light company to help me out. I will probably like create a poster and promote that poster for the event. So it's like I do a lot more. I mean, some DJs just do that anyways, which is fine. I totally think they should. And promoting an event totally should be a given. Like you should always promote the event that you're doing, even if you created it or not. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's like I'll promote anything I do. It's like I gotta be there. Might as well just get some people there and promote it, right? So it's like just putting in a good word is like good promotion for yourself as well as the event that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So I definitely think my father has helped me with that whole business side of things. Mm-hmm. But I will say anyone that I work with, I am totally learning from them. But like I said, a lot of people doubt me because I'm young. But it's like, I remember this one gig that I did, it's like they didn't take me seriously. I slapped down that contract and they're like, oh crap. She means business.
She means business.
And they're like, oh crap, all right. She's really doing this, and they start reading it. And
yeah.
So it's like, I don't care. I mean, I'm young. I'm a female, but it's like I will do it all out, and I will take charge when I need to be. So watch out. Just kidding. I don't need to scare you.
No, that's awesome.
I didn't scare you away.
So how were you when you said you started out, like, completely?
So DJing wise, I think I want to say I just turned 18 when I could just start going to the clubs over in Austin and like going to these electronic shows, house shows in particular. But show wise, I had my first show like at the end of April, like this year. So I'm still very fresh and new, but I think I'm kicking it off well. I'm presenting myself well, and I'm fun. Yeah. It's funky at my show, so I think people like that too.
I can say that you've already done better than about 90% of the local population in music. Yeah, definitely, because you've only been doing it for about a year, and because I started when I was 19, so the age you are now. I didn't see any money from music until I was 21. You know, it took a couple years, and then, you know, you hit the ground, you're running already, and you're able to show, you know, because there's someone right now who's 18 who's probably going to watch this, and then they're going to be like, wow, like, I'm just getting started, and I see where I can be, you know, a year from now.
I just don't want to wait on something, so it's like, just go out and do it. So at one point I was like, all right, I gotta do it now. So finally had an opportunity to just go for it, and I had an official debut, which was awesome, which is what you went to, my first show. So many people loved it. I was really shocked by what people were saying about me, which was awesome, which was great. And I think that really kicked it off. And it's like that spread of word just kind of helped it all kind of bind together. And I think my like motivation and my dedication to get myself out there more definitely helped a lot.
For sure. Yeah, I don't think it could have worked out any better, because by then the bonfire was already in place. And then we have a mutual classmate. I don't know did you go to school with Kobe at all?
Yes, back in high school, actually.
So yeah, mutual classmate when I was taking audio engineering, and then he introduced us. The bonfire was already put into place. I went and saw your debut show. You figured out how to bonfire. You wanted to work the lights for it, and you know the relationship definitely built. Yeah, it's great. So.
I definitely think doing lights for you is like my test. It's like, this is really what I can do. And it's like, I'm good at it, or I think I'm good at it. It's like, I can start somewhere with this, and I think, which is a great opportunity, and I thank you so much for that, because like, now I have something to show others. And I think because of that, it also got me a job with JDS Lasers, which is an awesome production company. So if you ever find them on Facebook, those are some dope lasers.
Yeah. Let's talk about that, actually. So,
okay, for sure.
You got a Facebook page?
I do.
Tell them where they can find the Facebook, if you have an Instagram.
My social media accounts.
Yeah,
all right, so Facebook, I have a page, and it's just Whatshername, or at DJ Whatshername. My Instagram is also at DJ Whatshername. Snapchat's kind of funny. It's just HippieHippo16.
HippieHippo16.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I post on Snapchat just all the shows I'm doing. It's like, not promotion, it's just fun videos of the crowd or me DJing or whatnot. Let's see. Also, you can find Trooper Lifestyle Records. I'm part of that page as well. And then JDS Lasers, or Just Don't Stop Productions, either one. Those are both the same thing. That's also another Facebook page that I'm on as well. And that is in the San Antonio area. So if you're ever out there and you're going to a show, pretty much they do any kind of show. They'll do some dang ass lasers. Like, you gotta go to those. Those are awesome. But you may see me at those. Maybe you may see me working those lasers. But I definitely think my light programming background totally helped me with getting that. And I think that was awesome. But
And with you doing your DJ sets, you produce your own beats as well, right?
yes,
So
and
do
no.
you have
So
do you have any like on SoundCloud that like
I do not,
mixes or
because
mashups
if
that you have?
anything, what I do is I would produce something, but then I'll play it at my set. So like I won't put it on SoundCloud,
Okay.
which is fine. I'm sure in the future I will totally do that. Just right now I don't feel quite comfortable with that. So it's like
That's fine,
I'll mix it in with my set at my EDM set or even at a regular show. But mostly if I were to produce anything, I'll do it at my EDM shows, which I have
That's
one coming
awesome.
up. It is, I believe it's July 22nd or 28th. I think it's the 22nd. But that is a neon paint party, and that's gonna be sick. Like neon everything. I go on second to last, and it's at Stonewall Warehouse, and that's definitely gonna be such a fun show. Neon paint, neon glow sticks. You can wear white. We're gonna have black lights and everything, like black lights, neon everything. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be sick.
Straight up.
And I
Best
definitely
time of
think.
summer right here.
Oh, I know, right? I will say at my EDM shows, I am definitely a lot different than at my club shows. I'm very, very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say my vibe is a lot more up there. I'm more dancey. I'm more upbeat. I'll flip my hair a lot more. We have
Yeah,
cooler
do
lights,
the
so I think it looks.
helicopter.
Oh yeah, not helicopter. No,
No, just do it. Just do it. They want to see. No, I'm
All
kidding.
right,
Don't do
all
it.
right, all right.
All right, there you go.
That was a sneak peek. It wasn't quite
Yeah.
a full one. I mean, there's some
Nah,
better ones out
like,
there, but
you know, take that right there. Add a bunch of lights. Add some fog.
oh, it
some
looks
lasers.
cool. It looks cool in the lights and lasers,
sure.
and it looks dope. We'll see, but definitely on my EDM shows, I'm more house and I'm more techno, and I'm getting into trance. And for any of you guys who know electronic music, there's different kinds of genres, like subgenres, kind of in one genre. So I definitely will say I'm a little bit different than the other DJs on the square, because they're a lot more, kind of more into, I don't know how to summonly like describe it, but it's like dubstep. They're more into trap. They're more, I don't know, I'd say more. This is a bad word to use, I guess, modern EDM, whereas I'd say I'm more like old school EDM, which is not quite the right words, but I guess I could say I'm on the other side of the spectrum, which is more house. So like I get my influences mostly from like older guys from like the 80s or 90s. So I definitely think Sasha and John Digweed, those are big influences of mine. Definitely Eric Prydz. He's like my I'm his number one fan, and it was brilliant to go see him. So live. I definitely think the people who do come out to my shows and they don't know who I am, or they aren't a huge EDM fan, they still enjoy it. Which, you know, I will say I like music that anyone can dance to.
Yeah.
So I'll always play something that someone will like get or dance, you know, or jam to or something. But I definitely think there's something in my set for everybody, even if you're not into that kind of music at all.
Definitely. All right.
So I put my heart out in those shows because I like those shows. Those are a lot of fun. I go hard.
Yeah, I see. So if you're just getting started, wherever you are, if you're just getting started in the music business, regardless if you want to be an artist, a producer, DJ, or a light technician, you know, what would you say to someone who is at like day one?
All right,
or at
day
least
one.
If they feel like they're at day one, like they feel like they just getting started, like the decision was just made.
All right, don't take no for an answer. Like if someone says you can't do it, no, you can. Just show them up. Number 2, fake it till you make it. That is my life motto since like high school, and I think it's getting me far. That doesn't mean to be fake. That just means to, you know, present yourself like you know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. Even if you don't quite always know what you're talking about, you can at least ask a question and be confident about it, saying, I don't know how to do this. People like questions. I ask questions all the time. It's like, I don't know how to plug in this speaker. What does that word mean? What does passive and active mean on a speaker? Like, those are questions everyone asks, but they're afraid to ask. So I'm not afraid to ask, and I definitely have before. I definitely know now the difference between those two. You can look it up. But it's like questions like that. It's like you won't know until, like, you can't go to school for that. It's like those are things that the questions that you ask are just through what shows you're doing, who you're talking to, or who you're working with.